We are live. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Today's Thursday, April 10th, 2025. How are we doing today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are we doing? So today we are going to have a conversation regarding U.S. economy. I don't know how y'all feel, but it's been so much going on, and this is just the first quarter of the year, and many of us we're already feeling the impact of the inflation, economy, tariff, and it could go on and on and on, immigration. Um, every single day is a different scenario in this country, and by day, we all feeling it, including the environment. Today is it's a beautiful day, cold, but as of now it's snowing. So I assume that even the environment is feeling the pressure that is taking place in this country. So let's talk about the economy a little bit. This past week, it was a little rough, chaotic to a lot of people, especially people that are they in the area of heavy investment. A lot of people crying. They still crying because the stock market really showed off, really went down, and it's still not in the potential where they're supposed to be, but it's climbing little by little, right? So let's talk about a little bit about immigrations, right? Since last year, we've been seeing so many um, different aspects of immigrations. Then this year, 2025, we have seen massive deportation, and there's still more to come. Um, but aside from people being deported, um, there's still lots of issue in this country that it needs to be fixed. And we here, we are witnessing a a government that it has lots of issue that it has a lot of cleaning up to do, right? But however, let's not lose the focus because the government is always going to be the government. And long as we understand that every government that comes, they have their own agenda. We all know that. But do not lose your agenda because at the end of the day, your business is your business, not the government. The government's cleaning up, the government's doing what they need to do, the government's working for themselves. They have their own groups, they know what they're doing, and at the end of the day, they the one that are gonna win, right? So therefore, we have to continue focusing. Yes, immigration is a huge problem, especially for us as a foreigners, family members, friends, and families, children. Yes, it is a huge issue, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Um, this government, uh, it was chosen by people, so it is what it is. We just have to tag along with what's going on. But at the end of the day, too, um, the each households, you have a responsibility to educate yourself more, not allow these um, situations that is going on really get into your head. Focus on things that it matters in your household. Focus if you have immigrations um, situations. Let's say you're expecting to receive your green card. Focus on that. Continue doing the right thing. If you're working with your working permit, continue working, continue paying your taxes. Do not stop paying your taxes. Continue respecting the law, which is highly important because if you're expecting to receive a green card at this point, you have to respect the law. There are certain things that you shouldn't be doing out there. First, 2025 is almost, I think the 15th is the deadline for the taxes. Submit your taxes. Highly important. Have your documentations in certain place where if anything goes down, you have your documentations. Get a good lawyer. Those are other things, lawyers, good lawyers. And then if you are seeking or you have immigration process, you should be working with a legit lawyer specifically for immigration. Remember, in the US, there's different types of lawyers. And some people, they may deceive you by saying, well, I am a lawyer. They might be a notary. They might be a representative or lawyer, so make sure you do your diligent homework whenever you're going to do a business with a lawyer. If you're doing an immigration process, you should be dealing with a immigration lawyer, not a family lawyer. And a lot of people or a lot of communities out there, sometimes they don't do their homework before they go do a deal or sign documentations with so-called lawyers out there. And sometimes you may end up losing your money. I know a lot of people within a community that are going crazy. For example, I know this woman, she was talking to me. She said, I've been calling this lawyer. She took my case. She took my case about 3 months ago. I gave her $5,000. She's not answering my call. And then I did ask her, where's the card? She didn't know where the card was. She knows the name of the lawyer. However, the lawyer is not responding. She doesn't know where the office is at. So there's a lot of people out there deceiving other people. So I want you to be very careful. Yes, it is a sometimes we want to move because when a despair moment, we are sometimes in the moments that we're not thinking. It's highly important at this point in life. If you lived in the US more than 10, 20 years, 30 years without your documentation, or in the process to receiving your documents, you already know how the government works. So do not allow this government to rush you out of here until you get your stuff together. But just be careful with the lawyers. Do your homework. If you at this point, you need to hire a lawyer for any documentation that you need to submit, make sure you do your homework. Do your research. Go on Google. That's why you have the smartphones. Go on Google, research the person, for how long they've been practicing. Go on and on sometimes they have websites. Sometimes they have social medias. Call up on people that already did deals with them if they the real thing, because at this point, I don't want you to lose not even a penny. We are under a situation right now that it's an inflation. And we don't know what's going to take place in another 3 months. I don't want anybody to lose their money just because, right? So, another thing, if you're planning to do your citizenship, this is the best time for you to do your citizenship. Take advantage of what's going on right now. Take advantage. There's a lot of people that I know, they've been in this country over 30, 40 years. They have not decided to do their citizenship. This is the time for you to step up and say, well, you know what, there's a situation with the government. He's against this, against that. Let me just take advantage. Let me empower myself. Let me go and apply for my citizenships. Well, mind you, in order for you to receive a citizenship in this country, you got to have your green card for 5 years or more. Clean record. That is highly important. And there's a fee. Today's day, it ranged between $700 and change for you to apply for your citizenship. Plus, you have to take the state exam. Years back, it was only like 250, 300, and then they kept raising it up. Right now, it's up to $700. Well, mind you, do your research also before you apply for your citizenship, because there's a breakdown that if you make certain amount of money, let's say you make $30,000 a year, maybe you are a size of family of 4 or 5, you may be you may find a discount in terms of the filing for your citizenship, but you have to go online and find that information because it's already there. And there's a lot of preparers out there. There's a lot of not so-called lawyers, but there's a lot of um like representatives out there. They will assist people to fill out the paperwork for your citizenship. And then if you speak the language fluently, and sometimes you don't even have to need a prepare to help you to do your citizenship. You can just go online, download the form, fill it out, and send it into the immigration. Or you could even do it online. I think it's cheaper if you do it online. You fill in all the documentations, you pay the fee, and you submit your application. But it's not going to be random. It takes um, between 30 to 90 days or even more for immigration to respond to you. So once they respond to you with a receipt that they received your application and that you are already on the list for the next class to come in, then you could start off preparing with a module to learn American history to be able to go and pass your citizenship. It's simple and easy, but I know sometimes if you're not from here, if things are not familiar to you, it may look difficult in the beginning, but you just got to continue striving. You got to continue pushing. But at this moment in time in the US, green card is not really a status anymore because they don't really want you carrying around green cards anymore. With the green card, if you commit anything out here, a felony, or it could be something simple, you could get deported with a green card. So that's why we're really, really out here pushing for the community. Go get your passport done. Go apply for your citizenship. Do not allow your green card to be expired because that's another thing. If your green card is expired, you can't really apply for your citizenship. And even to renew your green card today, it's a lot of money. So might as well, if you already have your green card for 5 years, over 5 years, might as well go and apply for your citizenship. Do the test, pass it, and you'll be wilding out with your blue passport. Highly important. So let's talk a little bit about the economy. The economy has been crazy. And it's not just now, it's been since last year. I noticed the lot of the prices of things were going up. So this year, 2025, we're really feeling it. So eggs. Eggs are really expensive. Eggs that you could find back in the days for $3 or $4, they no longer that price. The price of eggs today is range between 7, 8, depending the market, depending the week where you go to the supermarket, depending where you shop. That's another issue. Where you shop, it matters today's day. You want to save some money, you have to take homework. Where are you shopping? How often you're doing shopping? Because food is really expensive. Food, goods, and services is off the chain at this moment. So the cost of services right now, depending what you do, expect that you're going to be paying money. There is no time anymore like how we used to do. We'll go, we'll try to find something cheap, or we'll talk someone, we'll talk them down to drop the prices. We can't really do that. And we have to be mindful that we are under a situation right now that everybody's trying to make it. So if someone is vending a t-shirt for $10, don't ask for them to drop it off. because they may not drop it off. They may not give you that discount. And we have to be understandable even more now because things are hard. Situations are hard. People want to fit their family. People want to continue thriving, living a decent life. They want to sustain their homes, their apartments. But if there's no money, there's no way that they could do that. Um, let's talk about a little bit about the predictions of the economists. The predictions right now is only the beginning of the year. So we still got a couple of 9 more months to go to, but let's not wait for those 9 months to make a decision. A lot of prediction, they say, expect 2025 to be inflated. And it's going to affect worldwide. It's not just going to be the US. So knowing that, we have to prep. Tariff price has gone up, and this is not a joke. So a lot of these economists, I follow them a lot. I'm not an economist myself. I'm just here trying to educate the community in, in various with various topics. The economist was saying that we have to find a cheaper way to shop, and it's true. If you used to go to ShopRite, if you used to go to this high-end supermarket, it's time for you to do your homework. Where can you shop? My best place for me to do shopping for certain things, Aldi. So far, Aldi has not done me wrong. I go to Aldi with $30, $40. I still come out of Aldi with my fruits, my vegetables, and some goods, two, three, 4 bags. But if I go to certain supermarkets with $50, best believe it, I'm just gonna come out of there with a gallon of milk. So for me, as of now, Aldi is one of the stores. And don't forget about the dollar store. The dollar store, certain areas, not all areas, but some of the dollar stores, you can still find some good stuff there, long as you know how to shop. For example, if you're shopping for dishwash, let's say you want a bottle of Palmolive or a bottle of uh, Dawn to do your regular dishes in your kitchen. You could still go there, pick up a couple of those for 125, have a little storage in your home, and you could still get by. You could still buy paper towels at the dollar store. You could still buy some cleaning supplies. Let's go back to Awesome. Awesome is really good. Yes, it may not have that strand or the smell that you're looking for, but strategize how are you going to do your shopping. And also when you go to the markets today, if you see something that is on sale that you know that you're going to utilize it, pick up more than one. Paper towels, toilet papers. Those are some essential things that you should have more than one pack in your home because today maybe $5, tomorrow maybe $30. So you got to start off, prepping yourself with things that you need in your home. Another step they were talking about, um, to use rebate coupons, and it's true because I remember a couple of years by I think before the pandemics, we was doing coupons. Everybody was there was years here. People were living off the coupons. We was buying the newspapers on Sunday. We was caught on the cutting off the coupons. We were savings. All of a sudden, there's no coupons anymore. So we have to find a way how to find coupons, rebates, things like that. If you see something at a certain stores, like for example, if you see a huge sale in Walmart and you go to purchase and they no longer have it, you could ask for a rebate. I think they still honor those things, and you could just come back and get it when they have it. It may not be on sale, but if you do have your rebate, they're going to honor that price. So those are, certain things that all of us should be doing. Cash. Right now, it's really important for you to know how to manage your cash. You shouldn't be using your credit cards. If you have any credit cards that you have not paid, try to pay your credit cards. Call your banks, speak to them. A lot of banks right now, they will work with you. If you have a credit card on under $5,000, pay that credit card off. Call them up, make an arrangement, or find a way, pay that credit card off and put it away. Right now, credit card is not the way to go, especially if you're under certain budgets. Remember, we cannot continue following the Joneses. You have to allow yourself to cover yourself with your own covers. You cannot continue following other people to be covered under their own covers. You have to utilize yours. If yours is twin size, it is twin size. Don't make it up to be a king size because it doesn't make no sense. And you, at the end of the day, you're going to be hurting. So let's be smart about our money. Having cash is really important. Why? At the end of the day, you may spend some, but if you tally it up, if you, for example, if you have $100 in your pocket and you know that $100 is going to last you a week, you can manage that $100 depending your commute, depending what you do. Don't go around here that every minute you see something, you're swiping because you may lose control. Have a little bit of cash on you. Have a little bit of cash in your debit card, and have budget yourself. And today's day is more than anything, you have to learn how to budget yourself. Me, myself, I love to travel. I did my international travel already this year. I don't think I'm going to do another international travel. If I do, it's going to be because it was good deals or it's going to be because of something that is highly important. Mind you, that there's a lot of way how to go around this economy right now, but you have to be smart about it. If you're going to travel, purchase your ticket at least 6 months before. Let's say right now it's Easter. Tickets are really high this week if you're planning to leave here Saturday. So might as well wait around, get your tickets for the summertime. If you're planning to go someplace in December, wait for the month of June, the month of May, purchase your ticket and you'll be all ready for December, but do not wait for November to purchase a ticket unless you have it like that because things are going up. If you have a car, limit your driving. If you was a person that takes your car just to go to the corner and you live not even 5 minutes away from the store, walk. If you don't have to utilize your car 5 days a week, take the bus if you have that access. And we do understand too, there's people, they don't have access to a public transportation. But if you do have access to a public transportation and you drive and you have a car, switch around because gas is really expensive. You might not see it, but it is. So let's try to do that. Especially for people that commutes every single day. Find a way how to balance. If you have two cars, fill up both of your cars, fill them up. You may want to use one Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You use the other just to have that little bit of leverage and take public transportation. A lot of us, we do now live in big cities, but we travel to the cities. Hey, find a stop and ride where you could just leave your car, purchase a ticket, and go to the city, do what you got to do, and return. That's another way for you to avoid tickets. Like driving to New York City, you have to be an excellent driver to be driving in New York City. Why? Because lights, tickets, they are hunting people. And when they come, they not just $50 tickets. You're talking about $175 a ticket. So if you can avoid those tickets, please avoid those tickets. Um, Also, we want to talk about what else we're going to talk about? Okay, cash. Store some money on. My mom used to say, have some money under your pillows. Store some money with you. I'm not saying go to the bank, rip off all your money out of the bank. Have a little bit of money in the bank, but also have money on you. because you just never know what's going to happen. We're living under this uncertainty, and we're seeing it day by day that things are not going to be the same as how they used to be. And there's a say, if you don't have something under you, under your control, it's not really yours. The bank could decide tomorrow not to give you your money for whatever reason. Then how are you going to get by? So have certain amount of money stored in your home. You make your math, how much money you want to save up, and how much money do you want to have saved up under your pillows. Lending money. At this point, we got to stop that. There's no more lending money to family members, friends, this and that and the other. We can't really do that. We cannot risk our money anymore. If someone comes in, they want to borrow, let's say, $5,000. You cannot really say like how we used to do, okay, here's the $5,000. If you're going to lend $5,000, you better have a proper documentation. And also, create a credit out of that $5,000. If you're going to lend someone a $5,000, give them estimated time to pay you, and also add a little bit of credit on top of it. Because if they go to a bank, for example, they go and use up a credit card for $5,000, guess what? They're going to have the credit, pay the credit on top of that credit card. So if they come into you and you have the assets to do, best believe, put a top on that, because we cannot continue losing money. We got to make something out of something, no? So that is very important to have. Back in the days, they used to say, well, you should have at least 3 months of savings. Not anymore. You should have at least from a year to 2 years of savings in your wallet. But who has that? Not everybody, especially certain people they have certain responsibilities. People that have certain incomes, because all of us have different incomes. They may not even have not even a month of storage. And that is understandable, but we have to make the best of it. If you're getting paid $20 an hour, $40 a week, or 40 hours per week, make your business at least 10% out of that check, that $600 that is going to come to you. Put at least 10% towards your banking. Put it on your side. Put it someplace. Forget about it. Put it in an envelope. Find a place where to put it and forget about it. And continue putting in it, putting money in it. It could be $5 a week that you have in the envelope, but at least there's something in storage waiting for you. Remember, banks are not lending money anymore. Banks are hurting right now. Banks are really scared because they don't really know what's going to happen. So if situation takes place in your household, where are you going to go? We don't longer want to be using credit cards. So it's best to have some money so you could fix, or you could repair, or you could do anything that it takes place that entails for you to take out some money. So those are the tips that I was able to gather up and share this information with you guys. It's highly important for us to take this matter serious. Um, when it matters about your money, um, your wealth, your household, it is in your health, it is something that we have to take little serious. However, we're not going to go crazy just because this situation is going on. We know 4 years is going to be 4 years. That is going to be very, very expensive for a lot of us. It's going to be an experience. We're going to see things that we never seen before. But let's prep ourselves that whatever takes place, we're going to be fine. That's one thing you got to put in your head. Speak to your children. If you have small children, let them be mindful at this point in time that they cannot be wasteful, that they cannot have the lights going on in entire homes. Those are certain things that we have to have control over. Children's wasting food. Those are the things that we really have to be very, very conscious to speak to our children about that, because the way this economy is seen and the way it's going, I speak to a lot of people every day. If we don't take responsibility in our household, people gonna be eating cat food in this country the way it seems like it, because food is really expensive and we need food. We need shelter. Those are some essential things that we need. Why? Because we live in a country that the weather is not just one weather. Like today is snowing, April 10th. It's spring already, but it's snowing outside. Where other countries, people could live outside because it's tropical. They may worry about the rain, the heat, but that's all. Out here, you got to worry about everything, the environment. You got to worry about the heat. You got to worry about the snow. You got to worry about the cold. And then you cannot just put a tent any place, because if you put out a tent at, at any given time, any place, the police will come and move you. And the shelters, forget about the shelters right now. I don't even know how they sustaining the shelters, because some of those services they're already cutting down. So it's best for us now to be vigilant. If you live in a house that your bills are really, really high, it's time for you to think of, you know what? Let me get a roommate. If you have an apartment that is big, you have two bedrooms, you live by yourself, rent out one of those rooms for the meantime. Sign a 2 years lease. At least get a little bit of relief, because we gotta continue sustaining. We gotta continue living. There's people that out here live in a big house by themselves. Rent out some of those parts. If you have a two-family home, even one family home, you live by yourself, get a roommate. Maybe for 2 or 3 years, at least until this mess, is settled. But do not sit around suffering because you want to. Well, I always speak to my sister, the dreams that we used to have, this big old house, the walk-in closet, this and that and the other. I think those days are over. We cannot continue thinking about those things. We got to think about business aspects, especially if you're a business minder. Everything that you pick up or you see, you're going to think of it of business. And also, we have to learn in our mind and adapt to live with the minimum. Minimum. Some people, they want to live in a large home. Yes, it's good to have a large home, but do you know, living in a large home by yourself, you're paying electrical, you're paying gas, you're paying insurance. All your income is going towards that assets. It's not easy living in America. Other countries, you purchase your home, that is your home. You purchase your property, you pay your property taxes once a year. Nobody bothers you. But in this country, even if you buy a little hen as a pet for your children, next minute you know, you're gonna find the police knocking on your doors. Why do you have a chicken in your home? You can't even create a chicken coop. You gotta have permit. Everything that you do in this country, you gotta have a permit. So let's be smart. Let's be smart about how we move around. You have a home, centralize your home. You have an extra room, think of asking, you know what? Yes, it might be a business, but at the same time, you may be helping someone that don't have the money to pay a mortgage, that don't have the money to pay a high rent, but they could pay a little room. So think about those things like that. Because this time of life that we live in the United States are really tough. Before, um, there were a lot of abundance in this country. I remember back in the days, you could even go to the churches and pick up your food. You could, leave the country, come back. Today's day, you have to think about before even you leave the country, because you don't know, especially as a foreigner. The minute they hear you that you have an accent, the minute they see you that you walk different, that you look different, they start questioning. So it's really tough. It's really tough, I'm telling you. I've been living in this state over 30 years, going almost 40 years that I've been living in here. The America that I know today is not the America that I know back in the days. It's a totally changed country for the best in a lot of ways. No, but there's been a lot of changes, and as the country grows, as the country change, us as a human being, we have to change too. We have to change our minds. We have to be more open-minded to the changes because sometimes changes are good, and oftentimes we may feel disappointed and we may feel kind of ways, about certain things that is happening or that we see happen to other people. But at the end of the day, we have to think of whatever is happening right now because it's supposed to happen. So it's matter, well, to work with the situation, find a way how to make it better, and continue growing because it's part of life. This is not going to go back to 1999 when I remember when we used to go to the bodegas and buy a 25 cents a bottle of water. There's no more bottle of water right now at the regular stores, depending the type, because now they even have different types of water. Back then, they didn't have that much of a different products, different names. Today's day, you could pick from hundreds names a bottle of water in the stores. And depending the name, they have the Dasani, they have this and that. And depending the name that you pick up, you're going to pay the price. So it's best to be more open-minded about America's situations right now. It's best to be open-minded about what's going on, open-minded about immigration, open-minded about the government, because at the end of the day, we don't have any control over the government. We got to be open-minded about the inflation, and we got to be open-minded about where and how we're going to spend our money. Now, let's talk about the jobs. There's another issue. A lot of people right now are worried that they may lose their job. And yes, for sure, there will be a lot of shortage of jobs. Why? Because we have AI competing with our jobs. And a lot of people, they think it's joke. It's not joke. It's not a joke. AI is taking over a lot of jobs. And for example, if you was a clerk, probably you had 100 cases a day. If they utilizing AI today, you may just have half of those low cases. And what are they going to do? If they see the AI is working faster than you may lose that position. But that's what's in now. That's what's in now. So even with the jobs, we have to start off being creative. If you was at your job for 30, 40, 50 years, it's time for you to think of well, what can I do? Because God forbid I lose this job. What am I going to do? Where do I start off? Right now in America, there's a lot of job shortage. So I don't know how we're going to even survive with this inflation, with all this that's going on with this tariff, because there's no jobs. There is no jobs out there. And if there's jobs, they are paying you $17, $18 an hour. Who is going to survive with $18 an hour when your rent is $2,000? When you have 5 children that they still need diapers, there's no way that you're going to survive. And if you go to the system doesn't want to help you either. So we always got to think about innovation. Innovation is really, really good. I was in Ghana. I was really taking how innovative the country is. Everybody's is striving. Everybody's working, trying, even though that the labor is slow, but everybody's working. But out here, people are not really working. Even if they want to work, there's no jobs. A lot of professional people that I know from Wall Street, from different walks of life, they have no jobs. And there's uh, a culture in America that if someone was making $50 an hour, they're not going to go work for you for $2 an hour. There's no way because the mind is already conditioned. I went to school. I'm I qualify or I overqualify. I know my job. I'm not going to work for you for $7. So when it was talking about the innovation that they're going to do in this country, that they're going to bring up the factories, I was just like, wow, yes, it's good to bring up the factories because I remember back then there was a lot of jobs because there was a lot of factory. But do you know how long it's going to take to build the factories, especially a factory that is going to be sustainable? It's going to take between 5 to 10 years to build, and depending the type of factory. But do you have the people equipped to work at a factory, especially professional person? For example, someone that was banking, someone that was work in Wall Street. Do you think those people they're gonna go sit at a machine at a factory and work for you? I don't think this is gonna happen because people has been conditioned that they gotta get paid for their jobs. They gotta get paid for the experiences that they have. They gotta get paid for the titles that they have. So I just don't know where this country is gonna go with that set of a mindset that they're going to bring the factory. Yes, we need factories because we need goods and services. We do. But if we don't have the factories right now, 5 years from now, a lot of things could happen. People is going to perish if they don't have anything to survive from. There's no jobs. How are you going to pay your rent? You're going to end up losing your house. You may end up losing your apartment. You may end up being homeless in the street with your children. So let's think about those things. Let's try to innovate within us. Don't wait for the government to come and give you something for you to pop up. Do your thing. Start off doing your homework. We have Google's here. We're going to find a way how to do things. There's a lot of innovation out there. It's a matter of finding what to do and how to make money because money is needed. Everywhere that you go in America, even outside America, you need money to sustain. You need money to eat. You need money to pay your bills. You need money just to move around. And it's the nature of living, and we have to sustain ourselves. So let's think about innovating. Maybe if you y- for example, if you're secretary at your job and you know your job and stuff like that, it's time to start off thinking, well, you know what? Yes, I know this job. Let me go be certified. Maybe taking blood, um, becoming a CNA, becoming a anything, with a simple certification that you could have that at least under your belt. If your job lets you go, you could say, well, you know what? You let me go. Thank you so much. It was great experience, but I have something to move on. Selling stuff out of your homes. Right now, I don't even know what to sell for the simple fact is overcrowded out there. However, with the situation that we're not going to have a lot of imports, I believe a lot of secondhand stores are going to be making money. So those are the things that you may want to have in your mind that if you have a couple of pair of Nikes in your closet, don't get rid of them. Clean them up, wash them up, put them in the best condition, start off putting them online. Because if we're going to have deficit, so that means there will be a lot of ways how to make money. I'm just throwing this at you guys just to give you a little bit of a input that life is not over because we got to continue living. We got to continue striving. We got to continue making the best and be open-minded. Be open. Me, I wasn't born here, and I could adapt to anything. But I know there's a lot of people they refuse to adapt, and those are things that you have to start off creating in your mind. That if something happens, I need to adapt to a new lifestyle because life goes up and goes down. So we always think about that, the ups and downs in life. If you grew up in a mansion, it doesn't mean that you're gonna die inside that mansion. Things may happen today or tomorrow. You may lose that, and you're gonna have to restart off your life. We see a lot of people depressed out there. Oh, I used to live like this. But just remember, your life now, enjoy it. Live it to the best. If you have a great life right now, you're making good money, you have this and the other, enjoy. Enjoy. And if it changes tomorrow, welcome tomorrow because that's how life is. We have ups and downs. There's no one in this earth that has one level of living. We have up and down. So knowing that, we have to be realistic that our life may change. But two, we are to adapt with things. So adaptation is really good. Learn another language. If you speak only English, learn Spanish. You may decide today, well, you know what? Things is not working in America. Let me go teach English and Spanish in another country. Let's think about those things. If you're an engineer, things might go down here. You may say, you know what? Let me pack up, let me go to another country. And you could utilize your profession out there. Being a teacher, you could be a teacher any parts of the world. Think about those things. Think about things like that. So us as a human being, we are powerful beings and we could change the world. We could change anything. So let's just think about, well, you know what? If something will happen to me, there's a way that I'm going to survive this inflation. So that's all I have with you today, guys. We're here on Thursdays. Next week, we're going to come back and we'll see what we're going to be talking about. And mind you, if you're a business owner, you want us to give you a shout out, send us a message. And also, if you want to be part of our platform, we do interview entrepreneurs. We do empower small business out there. You want to come out here to promote your business, we are open to do that. If you want to send us some items for us to give you a shout out, or you want to send us some t-shirts, sweaters for us to wear, and for our viewers to see you and promote you, we are open to that too. We are here with Hablando con Belily, and we do have our platforms on Instagram, YouTube, as you're watching us right now. We also in with Facebook, and we also with TikTok. So follow us, give us a like, and let's be part of this friendship. So with that said, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys, and I see you next week. Stay well. Don't worry. Everything is going to be okay. But take care of your money, take care of your home, take care of your assets, and more, take care of your family.